The iron marches had ceased to be merely rugged terrain. They had become a corridor of ruin, choked not just by snow and ice, but by a fine, metallic ash that coated everything like black velvet. This was Tyrant Roderick's influence made manifest, a constant, suffocating soot from his war forges and scorched earth policies that marked his territorial dominance. KL walked at the head of the small column, his senses painfully amplified, trying to read the nuances of the dust. Every gust of wind carried the acrid scent of iron and burned life. His boots sank into the ash, muffling the already strained sound of their march, creating an unsettling silence that preyed on the nerves. The physical cost of the preceding days was now compounding into severe, systematic stress. Cahill's body was a failing dam against the demands of the Ironheart rune, which he kept perpetually active simply to ward off collapse. The rune scars on his arms were no longer merely cold. They felt hot, burning faintly beneath his gauntlets, and the pain radiated from his chest, the source of his power, in precise, sickening pulses. This was the physical reality of the essence debt, the true measure of his struggle. His own flesh was turning against the borrowed power that kept him alive. Fracture. The word whispered in his mind, sharp and clear. Not a magical fracture, but a physical one. His heart could seize, his veins could fail, his body could simply reject the toxic foreign energy it was forced to host. I am told these are Roderick's upper corridors. Tovrin's voice drifted up from the rear, cynical as ever. He was hunched deep in his furs, relying entirely on his own experience and Alara's navigation. I was expecting more chandeliers, more music, perhaps a small, strategically placed hot spring. This is just ash and misery. It's deliberate, Cale grated out, his voice dry and rasped. The soot chokes the air, masks movement, and dulls the senses. It's a defense. Tovrin, he forces the land to fight for him. Elara walked beside him, adjusted the cloth covering her mouth and nose. The stone is unnatural here, Cale. Look. Cale stopped, his eyes, already strained from hypervigilance, focused on a large, jutting outcrop of ironstone beside the path. In a normal environment, this rock would be inert, cold, but here under the ash, it appeared damp, almost slick. More disturbing, the veins of hematite and magnetite running through it seemed to have a faint, sickly sheen, and his enhanced senses registered a subtle, low-frequency vibration. Not magical energy, but a physical instability caused by extreme heat and rapid cooling. The stone wasn't pulsating with power. It was decaying under pressure. Forges, Cale confirmed, touching the rock with the back of his hand. The heat was negligible, but the sensation of instability was pronounced. They're dumping waste, superheated slag, or corrupting the water table. The ground is unstable. It's making iron nervous, Lysandra noted quietly, indicating the massive hound trailing them. Iron was walking with his ears low, occasionally snapping at invisible motes in the air, his usually steady, tracking movements disjointed. The dog was reacting to the metallic taste and low vibrations, not the supernatural. The march resumed, slower now. Cale forced his mind away from the physical suffering, focusing instead on Tovrin's cynical humor, which, though grating, was a useful tether to sanity.